When we talk about the life sciences, we're talking about a field that studies everything from the tiniest microbe to the biggest blue whale. It's a discipline that is changing faster than you can imagine. And today, we're going to take a look at where it's been and maybe more importantly, where it's headed. So let's start at the very beginning with the classical roots of biology and travel all the way to its computational future. We're going to be asking one big question. In this new era of big data and AI, what does it even mean to study life itself? Okay, so to really get a grip on where we're going, you gotta know where we came from, right? So let's begin with the absolute foundations of the study of life. At its heart, life science is pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? It's the science of life. It's this massive, collective project to understand every living thing, their physical structures, their chemical processes, and their evolution over billions of years. The whole shebang. For the longest time, things were, well, pretty simple. You basically had two camps. On one side, you had botany, the study of plants, really kicked off by Aristotle's student, Theophrastus. And on the other side, you had zoology, this study of animals, championed by Aristotle himself. But that clean, simple split? Yeah, that wasn't going to last. Because pretty quickly, that simple two-sided view just exploded. It branched out into this incredible, sprawling tree of different fields. Now we have mycology for fungi, virology for viruses, marine biology for everything in the ocean, neuroscience for the brain, immunology for how we fight disease. Heck, we even have astrobiology, searching for life on other planets. The list just goes on and on.
Yeah, things have changed a lot since Aristotle's day. Today, powerful new technologies are completely rewriting the rules of biological discovery, opening up entirely new scientific frontiers.
Okay. Look at this number, 94%. Just let that sink in for a second. What on earth could a number that high represent in a field as diverse and complex as the life sciences? Well, that's the percentage of leaders in the life sciences who believe AI is absolutely crucial for the future. We're talking about a massive shift, moving away from just manual lab work to research and development that's boosted by machines. AI can spot patterns in these huge biological data sets that no human being ever could. And look, this isn't just some far-off theory anymore. We're seeing AI jump from the computer screen right into the clinic. This drug, rentasertib, is a perfect example. It's the first of its kind to be discovered entirely by AI, which just churned through countless molecular combinations to find a promising candidate. It's offering real, new hope for treating lung disease. And it's not just AI that's shaking things up. There's another huge frontier that's being powered by our new ability to compute and make sense of all this biological data: cell and gene therapy. The market in North America alone is set to soar past $11 billion. That signals a huge wave of investment into thousands of potential new cures. But with that kind of explosive growth, you're going to run into some major hurdles, right? It's not all about the science. We also have to figure out these really complex problems, like crazy high manufacturing costs, making sure patients can actually get these therapies, and, of course, the big question: who's going to pay for these revolutionary but super expensive treatments? And that brings us to maybe the trickiest part of this whole journey: the people. See, modern science isn't just one person in a lab anymore. It's a total team sport, and that means we need a whole new set of rules to play by. Today's biggest breakthroughs demand this deep, deep collaboration between what you might call wet lab biologists, the ones working with physical samples, and the dry lab computational scientists. But that partnership can only work if there's real mutual respect. You have to recognize that both sides are bringing unique, absolutely essential expertise to the table. But here's the problem. The system itself can sometimes work against this very teamwork. When grant money gets tight, research shows that the budgets for those crucial computational collaborators, they're often the very first thing to get cut. It threatens the exact kind of partnership that drives modern science. And the impact? It's honestly kind of shocking. One study found that in a single computational lab, a full third of their collaborative grants were totally defunded by their partners. And another third, they were slashed by an average of 90%. That's just not a sustainable way to do team science. So what do we do about this? Well, experts are calling for a real cultural shift. First, truly respect and bring in your collaborators from day one. Second, the people funding the science need to protect those budgets, maybe by spreading cuts evenly by default. And third, we have to change how we measure success. We need to give real credit for teamwork, not just for who gets to be the first or last author on a paper. Okay, so after all that, from ancient botany to modern-day supercomputers, what does a future in biology actually look like for you if you're just starting out? Well, the cool thing is the opportunities are just incredibly broad, and they really scale with your education. With a bachelor's degree, you could be a lab tech on the front lines or a science writer explaining all these breakthroughs to the world. A master's can open doors to really specialized fields like forensic science. And with a PhD or an MD, you could be the one leading the research as a senior scientist, teaching the next generation as a professor, or directly changing lives as a physician. But maybe the biggest takeaway from all of this is right here. The lines between fields like biochemistry, biophysics, and bioinformatics, they're all blurring together. As one researcher put it, the specific name on your diploma is getting less and less important than the focused passion you bring to your work. So the real question isn't what field you choose, it's what problems do you want to solve?